Hi, I'm Dr. Jen from drjenniferharrison.com, and welcome to your Best Self Minute. Whether you know it or not, you're probably missing part of the equation to creating the health, happiness, and success you want in your life. In fact, you're probably missing this very important part. If you've been on a personal development, spiritual journey for a while, you know that there are some key components. For example, learning more about yourself, clearing out past hurts or even trauma are key parts of healing, growing, and expanding your awareness. However, here's what tends to happen to most of us. We get focused on clearing out the negative emotions, the stress, the hurt, the disappointments that we all experience. And it does feel good after a yoga class, meditation, or a journaling session. But how long does this good feeling last? A few minutes, a few hours, maybe a day if you're lucky? Why doesn't the good feeling last? The reason is that clearing out the negative is only one part of the equation. And it's an extremely important part. But the segment that most people are missing is actually the key to creating and maintaining the health, happiness, success, and fulfillment that we want. So what's this other half of the equation? Focus on feeling good. You might be thinking, wait, what now? That's it? Yep. Research shows that the vast majority of our thoughts each day, and it's estimated we have around maybe 60,000 thoughts per day. So the research shows that the vast majority of these are not only negative, but they're also repetitive. So it's kind of like plugging in your earbuds, and instead of listening to an uplifting podcast, it's a narration that goes something like this. I really don't like my job. What'll I cook for supper? There's so much violence going on in the world and there's nothing I can do about it. How will I pay my mortgage this month? Inflation is making it impossible to save extra money. I'm fat. I'll never have the relationship I want. When are things going to get better? Okay, so how do you start adding this magical key missing part of the equation into your life? Well, here's a 3-step process to help get you started. Step number 1. Sit down and make a list of the people, places, things, and events that feel really good when you think about them. Write it down on a piece of paper in your journal, or you can add it to a list on your phone. I usually encourage people to actually write these types of things down because it activates a certain part of your brain that helps to stimulate creativity. Now, if you've already got photos of your favorite people, places, or pets that make you feel happy, keep them on your phone, or you can add photos to your phone as well. Step number 2. Smartphones can be the source of much gloom and doom if we let ourselves go down the rabbit hole of negative social media and news. However, our smartphones can also be used as a force for making positive changes to our well-being. How? By actively, consciously seeking out positive content, not just mindlessly scrolling through social media. I intentionally only post positive messages on my social media, many of them encouraging people to take action. My YouTube channel has other episodes of Your Best Self Minute, as well as EFT tapping meditations, emotional freedom techniques. Step number 3. During the day at regular intervals, like once an hour or even more frequently, tune in to how you're feeling. If you're not feeling good, then just take a moment, either literally by using your phone or just in your mind, to focus on a person, place, things, activities, or an event that make you feel better. Now remember, we're not looking to be 100% happy all of the time. That's not realistic, particularly if you're really sad or even depressed or really struggling with something. What we're looking for here is we're looking to increase our awareness of how we're feeling in the moment instead of just being on autopilot. And then we're looking to elevate our current emotional state, even just a little bit, from where it is to a better feeling state. For example, Dr. David Hawkins, who was a world-renowned medical doctor and psychiatrist and spiritual teacher, he created what he called a map of consciousness, which is really an emotional scale from lowest to highest. He wrote about it in his book called Power versus Force. So the lowest emotion on the scale is shame, and the highest is enlightenment. Now, according to Dr. Hawkins' scale, fear and anxiety actually rate as better feeling emotions than shame. And courage rates higher than fear. And neutrality rates higher than courage. And continuing up the scale, there's willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and ultimately enlightenment. And of course, as human beings, we're hardwired to experience a number of different emotions throughout the day. The point is that if you're lower on the scale, just try to shift to a slightly higher ranking emotion. Think of it as constant course corrections that ships and airplanes have to do when they're traveling long distances. Consistency is key. So remember, focusing on feeling good by moving yourself up the emotional scale is a great way to go from your stressed self to your best self. If you're looking for more resources, go to my website, drjenniferharrison.com, and download your free PDFs that I have waiting for you on my homepage. They'll help you with time management, help you break through burnout and boost brain power, plus relieve money stress and more. And if you're really ready to dive in and give yourself a transformational upgrade, check out my online courses and success mindset coaching options.